Hey, welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. I'm Manny Garavito, and in this episode, we're going to dive into what are the new identities that are coming to Miami, and what does it mean for the whole? How is Miami changing? What are we known for now? Even though we've been claiming things like the crypto capital of the world, but then FTX bombed, and we're seeing how that goes. We're also claiming to be the next Dubai, kind of like little Dubai, but I don't know what that means either. However, I really feel that whenever I go out, there's a whole different generation of people moving into our city. And if you're a local here in Miami, you already know that there's a lot of people moving here ever since the pandemic. And who can blame them? We have so much going on. We have beautiful women. We have great culture. We have great food. We have great nightlife. The cars in the streets are great. Even if they're not fancy or luxurious, you can still see an Altima racing down the Palmetto at 2 in the morning, and it'll be entertaining to watch. We've got a lot going on for our city, but what we used to think our city was is no more. At least I don't think so. You see, even though the culture of Miami has been a very well-known culture, it's quickly changing to become something new. And that is because we have different kinds of cultures moving in. And I knew this was going to happen. As soon as I started meeting people that were in tech industry or entrepreneurial people that are starting new industries, I knew something was going to happen. And then DeSantis says he was moving like $450 million to Florida, and I already know Miami is going to put their hands on that. You know, we're great negotiators. When money's coming around, we know what to do. And so I kind of saw this coming, but now that it's here, I'm still kind of in shock. I don't know how to act now that we are really living in this brand new era that is Miami. And I've met so many people from different walks of life contributing to the Miami identity. My favorite one is the young rich kid, you know, the one that was born wealthy and then comes to our city with a Lambo at the age of 22, and then they're doing life seminars and they're telling me things like, oh, you know, you got to go out there and follow your passion. All right, noted. I'll make sure to take a note of that so that I got something to do if I ever do get reincarnated. But more power to them. I'm not mad at that. As a matter of fact, I want you to bring in your money so that our city can finally start regulating itself when it comes to the influx of money that we're trying to get. Because I think that's the reason why we raised our prices so drastically, is because we looked at people like that and we said, how can we take as much wealth from that guy as possible? I know, we'll do it $21 margaritas at a time. Another personality that I've been meeting a lot in Miami are people that are very centered in wellness and in fitness and in spirituality. Now, even though this is healthy for the mind, body, and spirit, or however you want to see it, I like to have these kinds of people around because they remind you not to overdo it with the alcohol. If you come to Miami, temptation's right around the corner. No matter how hard you try to wake up at 6 in the morning to go to the gym, you can't help but stay out late and seeing the sun come up, because that's when the real adventures happen. And again, more power to those people, because they must have a very special kind of discipline in order to fight the temptation of doing that kind of lifestyle, sacrificing the good times in order for them to be more healthy and more well in touch with their ability to stay healthy, even though they're living in such a city that prevents them from doing that. So for example, I've been seeing a lot of people hitting the gym. Like, I go to a really nice gym here in my area, and I'm seeing so many faces from all over the United States just working out. I mean, people that probably haven't even seen the sun, just really pale, getting really swole and fit. And it's just like, wow, man, I used to think that the pinnacle of having a nice body is being tanned. But these people prove me otherwise, because, you know, sometimes pale makes your muscles look so much better. And even though these snowbirds moved to Miami, they can kind of give you a different take on what wellness is. Some of them are even joining things like the Run Club. The other day I was walking in Brickell. I couldn't even cross the street on how many people were running right across the street. It was a whole marathon. And it wasn't a marathon. It was just a run club, which never has been that full or that thick that you can't even cross the street. You literally have to stand on the sidelines as if it was a train going by, and you got to wait for your opportunity to just go right in the middle. But you know what? Jaywalking didn't work. One of the exciting changes that you're going to notice in the city of Miami is that now we can go to live stand-up comedy shows. So if you're the kind of person that likes entertainment to go along with your cocktail, make sure you check out miamicomedy.com. We do shows all over the city, practically every night of the week. And if you're feeling adventurous enough and up for a laugh, as well as being social with the other locals that love to laugh, once again, that website is miamicomedy.com. Back to the podcast. So what I've realized is we've got a brand new wave of wealthy people coming into our city, as well as another wave of healthy people coming into our city. Healthy, wealthy, coming together. What comes after that? That's right. Tech bros. Well, for the most part, ever since Jeff Bezos moved here from Seattle, we've become a beacon for a lot of techies and entrepreneurs in the tech space to move here and to find interest in finding some sort of niche or some sort of need that could be filled here in our city. And why not? You know, if you're living an extravagant lifestyle, providing technology to people, why not get away from technology and do some vices in our city? Why don't you go party? Why don't you enjoy the sun? Have a nice mojito somewhere by the beach. Take a break from all that technology stuff. Adding more to the life balance that is health and wealth, right? So combining all these personalities together that are coming here, we're also looking for something different. Something that's not the traditional Miami or is including the traditional Miami, but also seeking some sort of novelty. And we don't know what that is yet because traditional locals are kind of fighting against the new wave of Miami residents. And it's kind of a battle of like what should be and what should not be. So a lot of bars are closing. I don't really notice much neighborhood bars these days because we don't get along. I kind of feel like the bars are now separated by tax brackets. Different tax brackets go to different bars and hang out there. I kind of can't help but notice, but we don't really mingle much as a city. Back then, I remember about a decade ago, Miami was separated by culture. So, you know, you've got the Venezuelans in Doral, you got the Cubans in Hialeah, you got the old money in Miami Beach, and you got the new money in Brickell. I think I would go that route in describing that. However, now it's no longer about the culture, it's more about the status. Status people go here and non-status people go there, or people that don't care about status go this other place. Whatever it is, this prevention of people coming together in the city of Miami is making us very divided. And entrepreneurs or people in hospitality or people looking into branding don't really know where to invest their communication into because we're so fragmented that if you talk to one, you then can't talk to the other. So it's like if you try to talk to Miami, it's like, all right, but what part of Miami are we talking about here? So I'm slowly realizing that the fragmentation is currently the identity of Miami as we're trying to figure out the new one. But that's good news for us. That means that there's a lot of opportunities happening here. So one, the dating culture is going to change. For a long time now, for about 5 years from what I can recall, a lot of people have been going out into the Brickell sidewalks and asking people what's dating like, and everyone says, you know, it's horrendous, everyone here is superficial, you know, the women are looking for money, the guys are only spending money to impress, whatever it is. There's a divide in dating here, and it's very apparent because of our culture. But I think now that we're bringing in new identities into our city, we're only going to make dating a little bit better because you're going to find that one surprising personality that you didn't know was in the city, and you're going to be able to call that person out. Like, oh my God, you are definitely different from the templates that I've been meeting here. Another opportunity is that since we've got a lot of technology people coming into our city, a lot of career development can happen now in a field that is very important because tech isn't going anywhere. And I think that if we get more of those Silicon Valley dropouts coming into our city and starting something new, we can definitely advance in that space and contribute to it and definitely learn something brand new and most importantly, profit from it. However, let's try to avoid Miami coin and NFTs this time around. And then the third opportunity that I can see based on this new identity of Miami is that you can be a part of revamping the city and making it your own. Meaning if you contribute to the society that's being built right now, you are going to be the foundation of what direction our city is going. So go ahead and achieve that dream. Achieve that goal. Be that local influencer you want to be. Start that little side hustle because you never know. You might be the next big name that contributes to what Miami is becoming. This is a very exciting time for us because there's a lot going on and yet we don't know it's happening at the same time. Another thing that I've noticed is that we're demolishing a lot of places to build more high rises. Now, some locals are against this because, you know, some of these things defined us. Sunset Mall just announced that they're going to be demolished and it's going to turn into a high rise in the middle of nowhere. But you can't help but notice that, you know, you need housing. I think that what's happening in Miami is that since we're getting so many people moving here, you know, because of the demand, a lot of prices are going up in the homes. And then people are buying these, you know, casual homes for extravagant prices because they can. So I think eventually we're just going to get more housing. It's going to be more affordable, or at least a lot more quality in comparison to the price. And I just feel like there's so much that's going to happen in our city, and I'm glad I'm part of it. So keep in mind all the opportunities. Don't focus so much on the negative. Things have to change. Worst case scenario, just take a photo of something you love about Miami, put it up on your wall, and then you can reminisce about the good old days while we're out here getting paid. All right, that is it for the Miami Comedy Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this episode, let me know in the comments. What do you think some of the changes are in Miami? And is that a good or a bad thing? Also, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.